Another one I got from my trip to DC, another Marcos Valle that I just unwrapped. Yeah, I'm on a Marcos Valle tear. Brazilian artist, this was from 1969. Mustang Cor de Sangue, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's sunny, it's upbeat, it's got Milton Nascimento on it, Nana Vasconcelos on percussion, and this is kind of the record where he moved from his bossa nova past into more stunning Brazilian pop records that he's known for in the 70s. Highly recommended. Next up, another tone poet. This is Kenny Burrell with Art Blakey. On view at the 5-Spot Cafe. This was recorded live in 1959. It's a 3-record set, and this is just fantastic. I mean, music of the gods. Art Blakey on drums, Tina Brooks on tenor sax, and the soulful Bobby Timmons on piano, who wrote Moanin' on Art Blakey's album of the same name. 3 records that are gonna go by like that when I put them on. This is relaxed, swinging, hard bop. Another highly recommended. Tequila A Go-Go. I just got this, and this is of the lounge ilk. It's not exactly exotica, but you know, if people talk about collecting lounge records, I mean, it started with exotica in the 50s. Les Baxter really is kind of known for starting it. Here's a few of the Les Baxters that I own, and I have way too many. And he started churning out exotica records for guys coming back from the war that all of a sudden wanted tiki stuff in their backyard, and they wanted music to match, and no one could do soundtracks of remote and exotic places like Bora Bora better than Les Baxter, having never traveled to any of these locations. And also you've got Martin Denny and Arthur Lyman. There's a few Martin Denny records. And this is 50s exotica. Quiet Village, classic everybody knows. Exotica, there's an Exotica 2, an Exotica 3. And Arthur Lyman was the vibe player for Martin Denny. Taboo, Taboo 1, Yellowbird. Anyway, you get the point. But then later in the 90s, it was rechristened as lounge music. And under that umbrella, there were several other things you could add to it. I mean, it's fair game to put celebrity records. Maya Angelou did a Calypso record, and also Robert Mitchum did a Calypso record. Now, left to their own, these things would just wallow in record stores or in your personal collection. Who is going to look under A in a vocal section if you're looking for cabaret artists? You're going to flip right past Maya Angelou. It's going to languish. And the same with my personal record collection. But if you separate them into this umbrella section called Lounge, which incorporates exotica from the 50s, plus, this is my lounge section right here, 4 sections in fur-lined splendor. You could also include things like Burt Bacharach soundtracks. You know, that makes sense. Themes from TV shows like Chuck Barris. Now, where did that original record go that I started talking about? Ah, yes, Tequila A Go-Go. Anyway, things that you buy for the cover, which I would recommend not doing. If you're going to be buying this lounge stuff, there's more bad records out there than there are bad rock records or bad reggae records. There's bad records of any genre, but in the lounge genre, holy cow. My best recommendation, what I do these days, is exotica and other cool, unusual music is a Facebook website, a Facebook page. It's a private page. They'll ask you to join and just tell them you like Esquivel, and you can sign up. They post tons of records, which is where I saw this posted recently. Go to YouTube and listen to them, because YouTube, some maniac has uploaded everything under the sun on YouTube, and you can listen to this before you buy it. And then a lot of times these records are dirt cheap, as was this. I think this was, records like this were, after Herb Alpert and Tijuana Brass hit it big in 1962, everybody was doing the double trumpet Mexican mariachi thing, which is what this is. But this is a little more of a go-go twist and upbeat. I like this. I actually never listened to the Herb Alpert. My uncle had it, and he had horrible taste. He had that and like Kingston Trio, and later he got progressive and got a Chuck Mangione. Anyway, back to the lounge section. If you're curating that, a few more things I'd recommend. Bongo Joe by George Coleman on Arhoolie. Yes, Arhoolie Records. He plays Big Ten oil drum and just sings, if you can call it singing. But back to my original point, a lounge section is an all-encompassing section for, it's like the land of Misfit records. Vinny Bell does all your hits on the electric sitar. And another thing that fell under this category is when stereo became such a big deal. There were records that just used stereo panning for no other effect other than just because it's a new effect and we can do it. And like this, Baldwin and Bongos, which has doctored for super stereo. So you got stuff whooshing back and forth from each speaker. And the guy who really became famous for that, Esquivel. You need some Esquivel records, without a doubt. These are probably two more familiar ones. But the best Esquivel for stereo zipping back and forth was Latinesque. And I think the story goes that in the RCA studios here in Manhattan, excuse me, they had an orchestra set up on either side of the hall. So two complete orchestras, one on this side of the hall, one on that side of the hall, and they were recording back and forth to get maximum effect. This is a blast. And again, if you find it, not expensive. A few other things. To go with the Tequila Go-Go, you got to get Tijuana Picnic by Colonel Sanders. And Irving Fields. I mean, this is kind of like a light jazz piano trio, but charming. And he's doing Latin versions of Yiddish music. And then just couldn't stop. Pizza and bongos. And no one could stop him. Bikinis and bongos. So that's it. And that's it.